Hey guys, I'm Traci Copeland and this is Good Moves with Well+Good. And today we are focusing on the feet. I feel like feet always get overlooked. We warm up everything else, but we don't focus on our feet enough. It's great for injury prevention, but it's also just a great way to warm your body from the ground all the way up. So we're gonna focus on 4 different moves that we're gonna do, kind of as warm-up drills, but also stretches. We're gonna do for 30 seconds each. You guys ready? Let's get started. All right, so I'm gonna have you start standing. You're gonna get high up on your tippy toes like you're walking in a high heel, and you're just gonna go ahead and tiptoe back and forth, staying nice and tall, and less about bending your knees, but this is also kind of providing some ankle stability. It's providing some toe flexion. I'm also working and warming up my arches. And I'm also just getting my body in proper posture alignment. All right, next we're gonna work on our heels. So the toes, focusing on the heel walk. So your hips are gonna naturally kind of press back a little bit. Good thing about focusing on walking on your heels is this also stretches out your calves. It stretches out your Achilles. Your Achilles can tend to get pretty tight, whether you're a runner or whether you're a power athlete. Good, just stay nice and tall, walking on the heels, getting that deep sensation in the calves. All right, now we're just gonna move on to a more static position. So I'm gonna really focus in stretching my toes. So this is more of toe flexion right here. I call this standing toe stretch. And I'm just pulling my feet towards me as much as I can. So I get this nice, deep toe flex and foot flexion. And if ideally you're against a wall, or maybe you have a block underneath you, but if you don't have that, you can just use your hand and pull to whatever degree you need to. And now we're gonna go ahead and take it to the other side. This is also great because I'm not just stretching my feet, this is also stretching out my hamstrings, but I'm also really starting to feel this in my shins. And a lot of complaints that you get, especially for runners, shin splints tends to be a big problem. Pulling the toes back as much as I can, really getting into the ball of my foot. Yes, and keeping my feet parallel so my toes aren't turned out. And then we're just gonna go ahead and take it to the ground, kneeling hamstring stretch, but also toe flexion here. So again, another 2-part movement. I'm getting into the belly of my hamstring here, but this foot is staying flexed versus flat on the ground. So the more that I'm able to sit my hips back, I really get a deep sensation. And this actually, the more I get my hips back, that kind of forces my foot to flex even just a little bit deeper. Great for anybody with plantar fasciitis, really uncomfortable. But this is gonna help kind of prevent something like that. All right, let's go ahead and take it to the other side. There's nothing worse than having foot pain. It's the most uncomfortable thing, and you feel it when you're not working out. So if you do something like this, especially before you work out, especially before you go on a run, before you do a HIIT class, because chances are you might not get that particular stretch, that particular warm-up in the routine that you already have set in place. So making sure that you set aside some time for a little bit of foot mobility. All right. Those were my 4 go-to moves that you can do for about 30 seconds, creating a little bit of foot mobility, but also just injury prevention. And it's a great way to just warm up your body from the ground up. My name is Traci Copeland. This is Good Moves with Well+Good. Thanks so much for joining.